we're registering for you guys at home. As, again, if you're used to Friday Night Bulldogs, you're used to some difficulties. Here's Woodson. Woodson looking way downfield for free. Ball is thrown out of bounds with 14 seconds left in this second quarter. It'll be 3rd and about 5 for the Bulldogs. Again, still 14 seconds left. Bulldogs still have 2 timeouts, so that's plenty of time to even throw across the middle of the field and get a quick pitch and catch for a first down, and then call a timeout and maybe heave one into the end zone. We hope everything is back online for you guys at home, sound and the video, and we appreciate all the work that Joy Anderson and the Wagner High School Mass Communications class has done to make sure that Friday Night Bulldogs comes to you free, live, and worldwide. Here's Evatt over the left side, and the Indian defense they're hopping, they're jumping, and they're just have been all over the place in the last minutes of this second quarter. That's actually the end of the first half with the score, the Wagner Bulldogs 14, the Catoosa Indians 7. And I think we've been talking about a little bit of being stunned, Rick, at times throughout this first half. And I really think the Wagner Bulldogs were stunned at the end of the first half.
Well, Jeremy, I think you're right on target. Even as a spectator of the game, I'm looking at the scoreboard saying 14-7. What's going on here? Why aren't we at 21 or 35 or whatever? But I believe Coach Condon will take care of it in halftime, and they'll have a nice little talking to a motivational speech, and they'll get out here in this second half, and they'll go to town, and they'll show us what they're made of, and they'll have it all figured out.
And a lot of times they do great adjustments, Harlan, during halftime or in between quarters. And if you're a Bulldog fan, you're hoping that the Bulldogs are going to make those adjustments here at halftime.
Yeah, that's really all about what the halftime break is for, is just, hey, let's settle down, let's talk it over, let's see what's working, let's see what's not working, formulate a new plan, and go from there. We don't want to scrap everything because the scoreboard does say 14-7, but there's certainly some things to just bring up and make sure that we need to make sure this is good and it's fixed.
As looks like the little Bulldog cheerleaders are out there, as the Wagner High School cheerleaders have been holding some clinics for Teague Elementary throughout this week, and that's what you see as part of the halftime entertainment. So we'll let you watch at home the cheerleaders from William R. Teague.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cheerleaders from Teague Elementary. We have an AT&T 3G phone that has been handed in up here.
All right, if you're still with us, we're at halftime, and we just want to take a second to mention that halftime is brought to you by Century 21 and Ms. Charlotte Swenson, a great supporter of the Wagner community and the school system. here in town, and we just want to take a moment once again to say this halftime is brought to you by Charlotte Swinson and Century 21. Thank you so much for your support and for helping to bring Friday Night Bulldogs live and worldwide to all the viewers at home. And what you're seeing on your screen here is the Catoosa Indian Marching Band preparing to take the field. We're going to leave it with the Indian Band, and then after that you'll see the Pride of the Widener Bulldogs come out onto the field for their normal halftime show.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field is the 2013 Catoosa High School Marching Band. The tribe is under the field command of drum majors Amber Johnson and Jordan Jeffers. The tribe will be presenting their 2013 halftime show. This features the music Time Warp, Clocks by Coldplay, and Back to the Future. Tonight's feature soloists are Tyler Lee, Justin Powers, Anna Rywelski, Amber Johnson, and Jordan Jeffers. The tribe is under the direction of Jonathan Dobbs and Matthew Shepard. The color guard is under the direction of Boss Richards. Additional staff includes Daniel Jordan and Olivia McCoy. Drum majors, is your band ready? The field is yours.
best. Yeah, I've had a few people on Facebook saying you can't find your feed. Well, he told me that first touchdown run, he definitely lost it before he crossed the goal line. This is awesome. They just trucks that guy. And I don't know how he gets over there, but you'll see it's right about the 2-yard line. He leaves it. I think we'll get this out. This was nice, but he's going. I like how the announcers said goodbye. Totally goodbye. This was nice. Yeah, I mean their defense they've let up 2 big plays, but other than that, right. Want to see it? Here. Let's see it. Right around the 2-yard line. He loses the ball. Yeah, there's no way he's in there.
That's why the official was sitting there going,
Because it would be one thing if he extended it, but it was like he was trying to extend it and then he lost it.
whoever's driving the ambulance down there, let's go call right in.
Yeah, they did recover that time. Yeah.
Guess we should.
Their number, Wagner's 1 and Curtis is 5, right? They 8.
Someone said that they were 8.
Now you're calling either 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone said
just-
that Catoosa was ranked 8. But I'm
At
not
least we
sure.
know Wagner's 1. There you go.
And as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, Catoosa Band going off the field here. We want to toss our support back out to Charlotte Swinson and Century 21, the sponsor of the halftime show. And there at home, if you're watching, you can see the Wagner Marching Band coming onto the field. And we'll be able to enjoy the halftime music and their performance.
Devin Hawkins is over 2 ACL injuries, right? How is that in a year, 2 years, the last 3?
Actually, I think that's so. This will be the second year. So both of us happened last year.
Okay.
I think that's what
Ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of Amber Ivy, the Wagner High School Marching Band.
Devin Hawkins gets going, trucks a defender in the pocket. Swerver came 2 race. He also somehow keeps chugging along. He gets in the end zone. 7-0 Bulldogs early in the first. Second quarter, same score, and it's Lawrence Devin. This time with carry, when the kid gets in space, good block. There will be no catch for Mr. Devin. A 63-yard touchdown run for Bulldogs. Up 14-0. The Indians not giving up that easy. Caleb Wilsey. He's going to attempt a long pass here. He's going to find his wide receiver, Chase Neville, for the long touchdown pass. Katusa cuts it. 14-7 at half. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the Wagner Bulls play that will highlight the audience here. Right. Because they have me going to 10-15. So if this game's still going or it's close around 10-15, I'm like,
This is what's going on. So we're just in that with it, or are we going to give you that one?
well, I'm saving this for now. I'm going to try to get a few more touchdowns and come back up and finish it at 10. You guys having fun though? Let's play like this.
Oh, yeah, we're having How long is fun to get on the city?
I'll get about 1 minute 30.
Yeah.
And then our 11 o'clock high school football show, I'll get about 1 minute 30 to 2 minutes. Because I'll get post-game interviews too.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wagner High School
But one
Marching
day Dan gets every.
Band.
Right.
It's tomorrow beginning at 6 a.m.
All right, Friday Night Bulldog fans, we hope that everything was going well for you over the halftime show. Wagner Bulldog Marching Band bringing you the entertainment and the cheerleaders from WRT and the cheerleaders, the high school cheerleaders who helped them all this week in a little bit of a camp, cheerleading camp, bringing your halftime entertainment. That halftime entertainment was brought to you by Charlotte Swinson from Century 21. We appreciate the support that Charlotte Swinson has given to Friday Night Bulldogs, not just this game, but all of this game. For every halftime show of Friday Night Bulldogs, Charlotte Swinson is sponsoring the halftime shows, and we appreciate what she has done for us tonight and the support that she's given Friday Night Bulldogs throughout this season. So, gentlemen, we've got 14-7. It's been somewhat of a little bit of a snoozer, really, outside of about 3 plays, really.
Yeah, and Jeremy, apparently, I don't know if we want to bring this up or not, but it's been controversial. We didn't know. At halftime, we had the privilege of talking with Fox 23 sports reporter, and he showed us some highlights, and he gave us the video evidence, and I would say that it was undeniable video evidence that Hawkins, he may have fumbled that ball on that touchdown run, but hey, it's 14-7 on the scoreboard. Maybe we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, it is 14-7, and again, looking at that replay, he had a great shot of it, and I might even throw the word in conclusive evidence that he may have fumbled before that. Well, that's a little bit of an oxymoron to say conclusive and then may have, but
I don't know why you guys are bringing this up at all. This is just completely inappropriate to be talking about something like this at this time and juncture.
Well, that's what, the first time I saw it, Jeremy, I thought, oh, he stepped out of bounds, and in the least Wagner would have had the ball. I looked at it again. He was in bounds. He was not across the goal line. The ball came out, and Katusa actually recovered it in the end zone. But the story is, the referee said touchdown. It's 14-7 Wagner after the first half. And, we didn't know about all those fireworks, but really, other than in the second quarter, as you said, Jeremy, those 3 plays, not a whole lot going on. It's been, still sort of the feeling that Katusa's controlled this game.
They really have. And as Tanner Rowland will kick it away to start this second half, Wagner Bulldogs 14, Catoosa Indians 7. Here we go with the second half action. Number 1 will take it, Nathan Verano on the return, and nice coverage by number 15, I believe, for the Bulldogs. Number 15, Chris Chirac, down quickly to make the tackle for the Bulldogs, and the Indians will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. I'll bring this up one more time, Harlan, that may be the only video evidence in the whole entire state of Oklahoma, because I don't think anyone else got that particular shot. So we hope Fox 23 sports broadcaster makes it out of Wagner.
That's right, makes it out of Wagner. And Wagner fans, if you're questioning the shot, Fox 23 at 10:15, I'm told, probably will have it.
Looks like an Indian first down.
That's Hunter Harrison on the first down run, picks up great yardage. And Rick, the Indians have picked up where they left off in the first half, a nice 10-yard, 11-yard run on the first play from scrimmage of the second half.
It looks like they had a good pep talk from their coach, and let's see what kind of talk our boys had.
Wilsey up under center on a 1st and 10 from their own 29. Here's a handoff straight up the middle. Good hole as he spins across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Tackle made by K.J. Lee. The running back number 8, Devin Hemphill. We hope everything is going well at home for you, the sound and the video, and hopefully we'll be able to stay online for this whole second half as the Indians have the ball on their own just outside the 36-yard line. 2nd and 3, Wilsey up under center. Here's Hemphill over the left side, cuts it back to the center, across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's, again, Hemphill.
Good for another Indian first down.
It is good for another Indian first down, and again, Harlan, they're picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jeremy, it's just more of the same of what we saw in the first half. It's not pretty. It's not long plays. It's just grind it, come at you right down your throat football, going right down the middle, right at them. And it's just been working over and over and over again, getting small chunks of yards every single time.
I think we're actually going to see Harrison this time. He's lined up right behind Wilsey, the quarterback. And Wilsey's going to throw it this time. Looking down seam to his tight end. Got a man. And this time it was a little bit thrown behind him. It would have been a great grab if he came up with it.
It was almost the same story as last time, Jeremy. But, it was thrown over the wrong shoulder, I think, that time, or he just couldn't find it. Receiver trying to get up saying there should have been a flag there. I don't believe so. It looked like good coverage. But he dropped the pass again.
I think what they're looking for, Harlan, is maybe some a personal foul, late hit, as that ball had hit the ground, and I even think I heard a whistle, and then here comes the hit. I think that's what they're looking for.
We'll just
Rick.
say that it was his momentum that took him into him.
That's a good analysis there. 2nd and 10 for the Indians, and here is Hemphill trying to bounce it to the outside, gets it across the 45, drags Clark with him as he gets to the 48-yard line. It's a great pickup on a second down play for the Indians.
That's a good job. Lots of lateral running there, but able, once he turned it upfield, to keep the legs moving. Clark held on, finally brought him down, but it wasn't easy for him. And Jeremy, seeing some chatter in the chat room here and people talking about what they missed in the first half. Really, the biggest thing you missed in the first half was the scoring play by the Indians. It was a 40-yard pass from Wilsey to his receiver and took it all the way in and relatively easily on the pass. They were wide open, able to get that touchdown.
That's number 50, Wyatt Probst. And I'm not sure what happened there, Rick, but it looked like Probst was shot out of a cannon there.
Yeah, the Indians coach is out asking, where's the flag, and I think it was his momentum that carried him.
Well, it sounds good to me, Rick. Sounds good to me. That'll be a loss back to the 43-yard line. 4th and 9 for the Indians. I believe this is only going to be the second punt of the night for the Indians.
Ooh, they ran into
And
him.
the ball is punted to the sidelines, takes an Indian roll.
But we ran into their
unfortunately,
kicker.
Rick, as you called it, looks like we're going to either have running in, at least Humphreys, and Humphreys is right. Coach Humphreys, I don't know if you're able to see that from at home, but he was holding up 5 fingers, and that means a 5-yard penalty running into the kicker. Very important distinction than roughing the kicker.
Mercy, yes. It was definitely not intentional roughing. He just flat ran into him. It was, again, his momentum that carried him into that kick.
And that is probably accurate this time, Rick. I don't know about the other 2 times, but I'll definitely give it to you on the 3rd time because
third time's a charm.
There
Jeremy.
you go. And the refs saw it as running into the kicker. That'll be a 5-yard penalty instead of a 15-yard roughing the punter penalty. So the penalty is declined by Catoosa because they got a pretty good punt off into the wind. The ball is at the 32-yard line. That's probably a pretty smart play by the Indians. It would have given them 5 yards extra, but as you saw on that last play, that punt was nearly blocked.
Yeah, and I guess, I was a little confused at first, and Jeremy's saying it's a good play, so I start thinking about it because, Jeremy's a pretty smart guy. And, probably a good call, but to me as a coach, I want to take the chance to re-kick. What if they run into my kicker again? What if they rough the kicker this time? You get the easy penalty, but that didn't happen. Wagner's back out in the diamond formation. Woodson has it, hands it off, and it looks like it's about a 5 or 6 yard gain there, Jeremy.
Yeah, Evatt with probably about 6 yards to the – they're going to spot it at the 38-yard line. We'll give him 6 on the play, 2nd and 4, as this will be the first drive of the second half for the Bulldogs. Catoosa Indians started out this second half with a pretty good drive, got about 20 yards on 7 or 8 plays, but had to punt it away. Now here's Woodson on a 2nd and 4 play from the shotgun. Woodson with the handoff to Evatt. Evatt breaks a couple of tackles as he crosses the 45-yard line. That's where they'll take him down. Looks like number 12 leading the charge for the Indians. That's Fowler. Evatt will pick up first down yardage. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball right at 45-yard line.
Bulldogs are huddling now after that first down, and they're going to bring it back to the line of scrimmage here. Evatt's going to be in the backfield this time. Looks like they're going to line up Woodson under center in the I formation. Again, Evatt in the backfield. Woodson looking, takes the snap, hands it to Evatt straight up the middle. He's got some room, breaks it all the way down for an 11-yard gain. Looked like he might have taken it farther than that, but the Indians able to grab a hold of his foot and bring him down there, Rick.
Harlan, it looks like the offense has their act together, at least in those first few plays of the second half. Looks like we're going to have a good ball game this second half.
I agree with that, Rick, and it's important here for the Bulldogs to keep this momentum established. They really weren't able to get it going in the first quarter, and so we'll see what happens as Woodson has them back up to the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 as Hawkins gets the ball, making his way through. He is I had my switch off on my microphone. Sorry about that. That was Hawkins picking his way through for an 8-yard gain to the Indian 35-yard line. We're going to call it 2nd and a long 1 as we are getting close to halfway through this 3rd quarter.
Second and a long one, and good news so far for Bulldog fans is that they've got the running game showing some life here early on in the second half. Woodson has the snap, I formation, gives it to Hawkins up the middle again. Hawkins getting wrapped up by some Catoosa Indians, but able to keep those legs moving, and it looks like he's going to be close, and in fact does have the first down.
We talked about the size of number 42, Hunter Harrison, on the offensive side. He's playing some defense there, and that's the one that you were referring to is Hawkins. Looking at him, you don't think he's big in stature, but his lower body strength is just absolutely incredible, able to drag Harrison for a couple of yards.
It is incredible, and Jeremy, we were talking about his story at halftime. You know about his injuries and the things he's come back from. Just awesome to see him doing this. Woodson has it again, hands off this time to the fullback, and he gains a couple before he's brought down. It was KJ Lee on the run there, Jeremy, up the middle.
And we haven't really heard a lot from Lee on the offensive side. It's probably about the third time or so that he's made a run. He gained 2 on that play. Ball placed inside the 28-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Woodson up under center. Here's Evett. Evett stuck right at the line of scrimmage, able to shake that tackler off and gets to the 25-yard line. We're going to give him a pickup of 3 on the play. It's a 3rd and 5, Harlan, at a somewhat of a precarious situational play call here as you're spotted at the Indian 25. Not a whole lot going on offensive-wise as far as big plays. Do you stay on the ground or you go to the air?
I think you could certainly see a run here, but to me, I'd be looking for a little bit of play action, roll-out pass. We'll see what happens as Woodson takes it under center.
Here's the inside handoff. This is Rodriguez. Rodriguez at the 10 and gets to the 5-yard line. Little bit of a counter play as the fake to the right. Here comes Rodriguez on the backside, taking the big hole over the left side.
Oh, yeah, and they went to that diamond-like formation, Jeremy, that they really like to go to, and it works really well for the Bulldogs because they have all their running threats in the backfield, and the defense has no idea where it's going to go. And so the Bulldogs have it back out there. Excuse me, Jeremy. He's looking down at his phone there. I'm going to give it back to him.
That's all right. I formation, Rodriguez and Hawkins. This time it's Hawkins over the left side. Hawkins, he's hit at the 3, and Harlan, I thought he was actually going to go into the end zone there for a little bit because he got to at least the 2-yard line. He was hit at about the 4, and there was about 5 Indians right there to try to stack him up.
Yeah, I didn't have a real good view of it that time, but it's so hard to bring Hawkins down, and I'm trying to stick my head out the window here, so hopefully you guys don't get too much sound coming back at you from the wind. But Hawkins always wanted to keep those legs moving. Looks like Woodson has him back to the line of scrimmage, I formation. Hawkins is the running back in the backfield. Woodson has it, gives it to Hawkins up the middle. He dives. Don't know if he got there. Referee on the far side says that he does. That's going to be a touchdown. Wagner Bulldogs. That was a close one, Jeremy.
Well, Rick, if you're a Catoosa Indian fan, that's 3 scores for Wagner, and 2 of them a little bit questionable. At least from here, of course, the ones in the black and white stripes are the only ones that matter.
I had my head out the door where I could see the play proper, and I am confident that his momentum broke
the play. Broke the goal line.
Well, it looks like, Jeremy, we got a Catoosa Indian player down on the goal line there, and so we want to recognize that as the players taking a knee and Bulldogs players coming towards the sidelines. Be interested to find out, though, Jeremy, if our friend Andrew Carter from Fox 23 might have a shot of the goal line there to show us what actually happened.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice if he did. There's a lot of bodies right there at that goal line, and hopefully that Catoosa Indian player who's down, shaken up, hopefully, and look, as I say that, he is getting to his feet with a little assistance and
we can't quite make out what his number is. It looks like number 10 to me from here. What is number 30? I don't know how I got 10 out of 30. So it was confirmed number 30, Hagan Harrison, a senior linebacker for the Indians. But as mentioned, getting a little bit of help walking off, but always good to see him at least putting some weight and walking off under his own power.
so many possibilities for these young guys getting hurt in too many ways, and we don't like to see any player down at any time for any reason.
Holder Chase Barnett. Snapper.
It'll be Tanner
Gibson.
Rowland on the extra point. Taylor Gibson will be the snap. Chase Barnett on the hold as the Bulldogs try to add one more on this extra point to right now a 20-7 lead. 4:48 left in this third quarter. A little bit of trouble with the snap. Great hold by Barnett. Tanner Rowland with the kick. It's up and good. Wagner Bulldogs 21,
And
Catoosa Indians 7.
Jeremy, we've given shout-outs to Rowland pretty much every game, I feel like, as he's been so consistent in the kicking game. But what a great job by Barnett right there to get the ball, get the hold down so that Rowland can put it through the uprights for the PAT, bringing the Bulldogs again to a total of 21 points over Catoosa with 7. And again, it's good to see here in the second half the Bulldogs get something established early on, as in the first half it was more of just it just didn't seem to be there.
That's right, Harlan. It's all Bulldogs so far this half, and it's got the fans fired up. This particular color commentator fired up, and I'm happy to see him playing some football.
And just getting a text here. I hope he's still listening. Terry Presley. Terry Presley, a fellow preacher here in our town who just lost his wife. And we've been texting back and forth a little bit. And I hope he's listening right now. Our thoughts and prayers to the Presley family as Deborah, after a long sickness, has went to go be with Jesus. Rick, and a very sad time for the Presley family, but also a very happy time for them as well.
Absolutely. It's such a difficult time. There's a flag on the play.
From the 2-yard line, number 21, Chase Snapper.
Terry's daughter, Amanda, and Deborah also actually went to school with them, so I know this family pretty well, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the Presley family in their time of sorrow.
Looked like, Jeremy, on that last play there during the kickoff, there's a block in the back against the Indians. It's going to go back just a little bit, but they will have it 1st and 10, and we'll wait to see where the referees spot the ball at. Looks like one of the assistant referees here are going to be counting off the yardage. Still having a conversation. Bulldogs defense starting to move up in front of him anyways, and now he's finally starting to count that off.
This third quarter is brought to you by Rockin' Mamas. And gentlemen, I don't know if we can say a whole lot about Rockin' Mamas, but I know my wife and my daughters can say a whole lot about Rockin' Mamas. They do a lot of custom jewelry, a lot of custom clothing. There's a lot of what they refer to as bling bling that Rockin' Mamas does on purses. We'll come back to that here in a second, as the Wilsey, the quarterback, breaking a couple tackles as he gets around the left end for first down yardage.
Yeah, there was a little bit of the read option there, and he was able to find some room. But Jeremy Rockin' Mama did a great job even on some Disney-style T-shirts for my boys. Rylan and Daxton enjoy Mickey Mouse and everything that comes with that. So some great T-shirts from Rockin' Mama designed by them. And so I know that, as you said, your wife takes advantage of that
and
business. So
I'm not going to give the first name because I don't want to mess it up. I know there are a lot of family of Garcias here, but it is, we'll just say Miss Garcia, as Cantrell is able to sling the running back Hunter Harrison down for a loss for the Catoosa Indians. Cantrell making a good tackle from his defensive end position, but we'll call her Miss Garcia from Rockin' Mamas, who is the owner and operator. As I just see one of our fans pass by, had a name on the back with a number and had a lot of sparkle to it. I have a feeling that probably came from Rockin' Mamas. We appreciate their support. Here's a second down play. Wilsey was elusive there for a little bit, but was able to bring the ball That's number 50, Wyatt Probst, on the tackle. You might have heard a pop in the back, and Rick's new to us, Harlan, up here. We try to be a little bit unbiased here, and Rick's having a really tough time with that.
Yes, I am. I'm a bulldog, and I'm not afraid to show it. But mercy, that was good.
That's what, he's holding back a little bit. He couldn't see it as we could see it. He's dancing with the passion that only a pastor can in that situation, but the Bulldogs able to bring him down in the backfield that time.
3rd and 11 for Wilsey. Wilsey's going to the air, got a man out in the flat, makes a fingertip grab, but a great open field tackle by number 6, Deshaun Clark. The pass was Darren Fowler, the receiver. Made good yardage, but he's going to come up well short of first down. It's going to be about 4th and 5 for the Indians.
Yeah, and that was a big-time hit that time around. The receiver turned around to go upfield, and all of a sudden he's got Bulldogs in his face, just crunching him. We heard the hit up here was sort of a by the crowd. And as Jeremy said, 4th down, about 6 to go this time around.
Trouble with the snap, and he's going to try to make the best of it. Now he's going to run,
some room, Jeremy.
And he probably should have punted that ball.
Flag down.
Unfortunately, we're going to have ourselves a face mask. I believe we're going to have ourselves a face mask, and that's if it's intentional. Then we are going to see, a horse collar tackle.
That's going to be an automatic first down, Jeremy, for the horse collar tackle, if that is, in fact, the call that comes from the official, and we're about to see it right now. Maybe.
Get you a great view of that. That's what the call is. A personal foul. Now they're calling the face mask. Looked like he was making a motion for a horse collar. But either way, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And just as I was about to jump on the young Catoosa Indian for not punting that ball away, even after bobbling the snap, he was able to weave his way out. Should have punted it away. The Catoosa Indians just dodged a really big bullet right there.
They maximized on that unfortunate incident for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and they really turned something that was a horrible situation for them. All of a sudden, it's 1st and 10 for the Indians. Wilsey has it in the backfield. He pitches to his left. He's got some room up the middle here. Looks like he's got it at about the first down marker after a 10-yard gain.
Harlan, that's Hemphill running hard as he gets across the 40 to the 48-yard line. And just when you think, Rick, that Wagner may be taking a little control of that after that Hawkins touchdown, now the Indians are trying to answer back.
The confidence level of our young men on the field this evening is much higher than it was the first half and the second half. And unfortunately, it appears that the Catoosa Indians are up for that to meet it.
A bit of a roller coaster ride here as Wilsey drops back to pass, looks deep downfield.
He's got him again.
Got a receiver. It's that same receiver. This time he was a little bit underthrown. That's number 41, Trey Harvey, the senior tight end. It would have been a great grab, Harlan, but Wilsey trying to do all he can to get his Indians into the end zone.
Well, I tell you what, Jeremy, that it wasn't the greatest pass in the world, but that's the 3rd time that he had at least 2 steps on the Wagner defenders, and he's dropped it every single time. And so for Wilsey, do you continue to make that throw after a while? But you know what? He was sitting back here, and it's not like he had all day to throw that time either. So he made a good throw under the circumstances, and you expect your tight end to pull that one in.
2nd and 10 from the Bulldog 47. Wilsey up under center. Here's Hemphill over the left side. Number 12, that's Fowler, the senior running back, making positive yardage to the 43-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 4, 3rd and 6 as we are in the closing moments of the third quarter. In this third quarter of Friday Night Bulldogs, brought to you by Rockin' Mamas. And thanks to L.J. Kangas there at home, helping us at his end. It's Jennifer Garcia. That's the Garcia I was looking for, and that was not the one I was going to say, but it is Jennifer Garcia from Rockin' Mama sponsoring Friday Night Bulldogs. Here's a pass on 3rd down. Pressure put on the quarterback. Looked like Cantrell and Medlin hit him as he threw. Wasn't able to get the zip on it that he needed to get it out there to his receiver.
Yeah, and they did have some pressure there, but I was sort of surprised, and a good surprise, of course, Rick, right? That there wasn't a flag coming out that time around. I sure thought the Bulldogs defense jumped off sides there. Referees didn't throw the flag, so it's not. They made good pressure and caused the incomplete pass that time.
Harlan and I've got to say the same thing. I thought there was going to be a flag on that play, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
About a 4th and 6 now for Catoosa, and they're going to go for it. We're still in the third quarter, but it's Wilsey up under center on a 4th and 6 from the Bulldog 43-yard line. Wilsey's going to throw. He pulls it down now. He's going to try to run, and he will not get out of the grasp of number 52, Devin Cantrell. Devin Cantrell really stepping up this third quarter, as we called his name numerous times on these defensive stands.
Cantrell made a great play right there, getting his hands around the quarterback, but it was also the secondary and really just a whole defensive play right there, because there was nowhere to go with the ball. He brings it down, tries to run away, nowhere to go there either. So all the Bulldogs defense stayed home that time, and that's really been true of the Bulldog defense this entire season, that they've been able to stay home.
1st and 10, Wagner, as the Bulldog defense did make that stand, take over on downs. 1st and 10, ball placed at the 44-yard line. Evatt from the Wildcat. Evatt straight up the middle. A little bit of a hole. He's able to skirt through across midfield into Indian territory.
Like
no pun intended. That's about 8 yards, Rick. You're about right. We'll call it 7. 2nd and 3, as we are in old school Indian territory right here in Wagner, America. And we appreciate everyone that's logged on to Friday Night Bulldogs in this third quarter coming to a close. We might get one play.
Going to have to get one more play
quarter
there, Jeremy. The play clock down to under 10 seconds here now. We got 16 to go on the game clock, and Woodson has it under center I formation. Takes a snap. Bad snap. It's on the ground, and it looks like the Bulldogs jump back on top of that there.
Dangerous play there. Anytime the ball is on the ground, and Woodson able to recover it, he'll lose a couple yards back to midfield, and that will be the end of this third quarter. Wagner Bulldogs 21, the Catoosa Indians 7, and driving, as that third quarter of Friday Night Bulldogs was brought to you again by Rockin' Mamas. Jennifer Garcia, owner and operator of Rockin' Mamas. You want anything bling, fellas, for your girls at home? I know Rick has got two daughters and a wife. I know Harlan has a wife, but 2 boys. But apparently she can do anything for boys or girls. So
I wonder if she could bling out my Bible.
You know, I bet she could. I bet she probably has not had that request, Rick. But Jennifer, if you're listening, I have a feeling she's probably going to be here at the game. But if she goes back and hears us talking about Rockin' Mamas, maybe that's something that she wants to get into.
You just never can tell.
Well, and Jeremy, that third quarter comes to an end, and this is a big drive for Wagner. I mean, even though the score is 21-7, we still have 12 minutes to go, and Wagner has the ball in their possession. This is their chance to just shut everything down right now. If they can punch it in to score this time, you got to think that they're going to be feeling pretty comfortable for the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's so true. This could be, well, it's third down. Are you in fourth down already territory at the start of fourth quarter?
I think on this point, if you don't convert the third down in about, let's say, 4 here, you're probably going to bring the punt team out just to play conservative, but we'll see.
Here's Evan straight
Doesn't
up
matter.
the
The
middle.
game's gone.
No worries.
See you later.
Look at there.
And I was a little off target as I was thinking that Catoosa had the ball in their 4 down territory. It doesn't matter. But we got
Flag.
2 flags down. I think this one's coming back.
It looks like it is coming back. You heard the crowd. There was some cheering going on. Then all of a sudden, the air kind of comes out of it, and here's the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be dead ball fouls. Touchdown, yeah. Penalty's going to be offset. It was after the play. Not sure what went on there, but it was I'm trying to recollect here as we got some weird noises coming around here and some type of siren or something, but it's not a siren that I'm familiar with.
I have no idea what that was, but Jeremy Evatt broke it down the middle, and man, he was gone from just the beginning.
That was
That's beautiful is what that was.
That was about a
beautiful.
55-yard run by Evatt, and we're looking for unsportsmanlike conduct, the call against Wagner and Catoosa. So they offset. It was after the play was over as Rowland puts his 4th consecutive extra point, 4 for 4 for Tanner Rowland, the kicker for the Bulldogs. He also plays soccer for the Wagner High School team. And Harlan, you know a lot about soccer players. Soccer players usually always make good football field goal kickers.
That's right. You always want to pick the guy that can take the free kicks in the soccer match, put him on, get the shoulder pads and everything else on, and get him out there to make the kicks. And it's worked out this year for the Bulldogs for sure. So he's, again, just been so consistent time after time, making those extra points, and hadn't had a lot of opportunities on a field goal try, but he's looking pretty good for this season.
That was the first play from scrimmage, first play from scrimmage after the fourth quarter. After the play, it took. This is not going to be very accurate because that was about a 55-yard run, and it's showing 13 seconds off the clock. I guarantee you, Evatt is going to make a 55-yard dash in about half that time.
He did have to take 1 or 2 seconds to kind of stutter step a little bit, but I don't know. He was in the end zone before I think I could count to 3, so there was just no chance for anybody to catch him, as we all stated as he was running there. But the Bulldogs kicker has the ball, putting it on the tee, and they're going to give it back to the Indians here early on in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs up by 21 here, but we've said it before, we'll say it again. It's Friday night. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it can. And right before we're this kickoff from Roll, I want to give a shout out. Well, I'll give him that after this kickoff, and it's going to be returned at about the 17-yard line. I believe that's Hemphill. Hemphill able to get through a little bit of that wedge across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. That's number 12, Darren Fowler. Fowler on a pretty good return for the Indians. Want to stop a little bit and give a shout out to Matt Pack. Matt Pack, all the way up in Virginia, listening to Friday Night Bulldogs. Appreciate Matt Pack, and no doubt his boys. I know he has at least one boy, maybe two boys. Probably talking to him about what he used to do back in 1993 when he graduated from Wagner High School and what he did on this very same field. So we appreciate the Pac-Man logging on tonight to Friday Night Bulldogs all the way up in Virginia, God's country up there. Here's a pitch out to Hemphill. Hemphill trying to make that corner. Hemphill turns it upfield, gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Devin Hemphill makes good yardage on a first down play. And he'll get to the 47-yard line. And he will make that first down.
He did make the first down there. And, Jeremy, it seems like every time the Indians have had the ball, we sort of had the same conversation. Here they go, they start running, they get something going, and all of a sudden the Bulldogs hold them to a fourth down.
We'll see what happens here on this drive as it's Fowler over the left side, and he is tackled by number 55. I believe that's Taz Henderson for the Bulldogs. Very minimal play that time as Fowler gets to the 49-yard line, a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And, again, appreciate a friend of mine from back in high school. I won't tell you how long. Well, I did tell you how long. I said 93, so I gave us up, Matt. But appreciate him logging on. Matt just opened up his own law firm, I believe. And so Wagner grad, very proud of Wagner High School grad, 1993, Matt Pack, opened up his own law firm. And appreciate his support, as that is, haven't called his name in a while. That's Harrison over the right side, breaking a couple of tackles, gets into Bulldog territory to the 45. Nice pickup by the big boy, number 42, Harrison.
Yeah, Rick, that was a good job by Harrison just to run it to the strong side there. Had a couple of blockers. What did you see there?
A gain of 6 along the 45 of Wagner. Third down and
Harlan,
2 upcoming for the Indians.
I see them trying to make something out of their death throes is what it looks like.
Third.
They realizing they're not going to make it, and they're doing all they can to not end up with just 7 on the scoreboard.
Well, Rick, you may be right. We may be close to desperation mode here, as right there on a 3rd and 2 did very well to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it, as the ball still rests at the 45-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 2 as we're getting at the 9.5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Down by 3 scores, haven't scored really since the end of the second quarter. That's a long time to go without getting really anywhere close to scoring.
It is a long time to go, and they're going to go for this fourth down as, what else are you going to do fourth quarter down by 21? He takes the snap, tosses it, he's got the first down, and still going, finally brought down by a host of Bulldogs, and it looked like number 42, K.J. Lee, was right around there.
Number 8, Devin Hemphill, that time with the full head of steam coming around that corner, got more than enough for the first down to keep his Indians alive as the ball rests at the Bulldog 36-yard line. 8:56 left in this fourth quarter.
And for the Indians here, we just were talking about going for it on fourth down. You really have to when you're down 21, but this is the time that they have to get a touchdown here, or the game's pretty much out of their reach, you would think.
Wilsey going to the air, looking deep downfield. He's got a man. Can he make the adjustment? And a great defensive play by number 17, Chase the Kid Barnett. It looked like the Indian was going to be able to jump up and make a circus grab, but Barnett, the Bulldog, was there to knock it down.
Swatted right out of the air.
And it was really great defense there, guys. Actually, it was a great no call by the ref. Is actually the point that I would like to make, because there was a little bit of jostling going back and forth, offense and defense, and I like keeping the flag in the pocket right there.
Barnett making a good defensive play. Here's Hemphill. Hemphill puts his shoulder down, runs over a would-be tackler, and then I believe it's Chirac making the tackle for the Bulldogs. Number 8, that is Hemphill. Hemphill running hard for the Catoosa Indians as he gets across the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Clark also trying to slow Hemphill up, but he gets to the 25. 1st and 10 for the Indians, the ball at the Bulldog 25.
Indians are going to have to play full tilt for the rest of the game if they hope to bring anything out of this, and our Bulldogs will just have to hold them and play it solid.
Wilsey up under center,
That's
and
not
looks
the way
like
to do
we're going to
that.
have an offsides as the Bulldogs jump early. And if there's been one thing that has, even though with the 21-point lead, Harlan, that's happened a lot this whole game.
Yep, and I feel like we've talked about this a couple weeks now, where it's been penalties, sort of being the black eye on the game for the Bulldogs. But hey, if that's the only thing you have to talk about, I'm not saying you're okay with it, but you'll take it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here's Wilsey on a 1st and 5 play after that 5-yard penalty. Here, Wilsey on a read option did well, but also ran into a wall of black-shirted Bulldogs. And as even if he would have given the read or given the handoff to Harrison, they had him stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and Wilsey wasn't able to get much more after he pulled it out.
Yeah, Bulldog defense able just to flex their muscle really on that play and just not letting anything go through. And that's the mentality that they really need to have here as it's getting closer and closer to that end zone.
Wilsey up under center on a 2nd and about 2. Here's Harrison over the right side. Harrison running hard as he gets across the 15 to the 13-yard line. We're seeing a solid drive here, Rick, by the Indians, but it may be too little too late as we're under 7 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
They're going to play their hearts out no matter what. They can't give up.
This fourth quarter brought to you by Kangas Productions. LJ Kangas, a charter member of the FNB crew. We appreciate his support still 4 years later as we had this concept 4 years, and LJ was quick to jump on board when I asked him, and we appreciate his support 4 years later. Here's straight up the middle, and the Bulldog defense will have none of that as number 55, Taz Henderson, leads the charge.
And Jeremy, you're talking about LJ being a supporter 4 years ago. Not only is he a sponsor now with Kangas Productions, but also we've been getting texts all night from him saying, hey, fix this audio, fix this, change this, make this happen. So he's still right here with us, and but we appreciate him being a sponsor, Kangas Productions, and appreciate all of our sponsors, because we couldn't do what we do without you guys on Friday Night Bulldogs.
And you know what? I'm just going to say anything digital that you want LJ Kangas to do, he'll do it. Back to the action here as it's, I believe that's number 8, Hemphill, as he gets inside the 10-yard line. But LJ Kangas. I'm going to sum it up real quick. Anything digital you want done, VHS to DVD, 8mm, highlight reels, wedding videos, you name it, LJ Kangas could do it. And if he doesn't know how to do it, he's pretty savvy. He can find out how to do it real quick.
That's right. He'll figure it out. He'll get it done for you. He does a good job. Go see him. Contact him. Kangas Productions.
3rd and 7 for Wilsey and the Indians. Wilsey's going to throw it. He's got a man in the end zone. Catch is no signal yet.
They're saying no good.
They're going to give it to the Indians, but they're not going to. They're having a conference down there. If they're going to give him the reception, Harlan, they've probably got to give him the touchdown, don't they?
I don't know. It looked like the ref was calling him down at the 1 there, giving him the reception, but they're having the conversation. We'll see if what the back judge saw this time around.
Hopefully you got a great view of the Zebras at home on the far side, right at the goal line. And I believe when you have a catch like that, if you want to use some baseball terms, tie goes to the runner. And in this case, it's the Catoosa Indian.
That's right. Tie goes to the receiver in this case. And the receiver and the defender, for me, came out of nowhere. I was expecting the guy in the back of the end zone to have it, and all of a sudden there was other people on the field. And so they both came up with it sort of at the same time. Referee's still trying to sort this out. We'll see what the call is. It is going to be a touchdown, Jeremy.
Hey, I really thought that was going to happen.
Our coaches are going wild.
Yeah, they are. I knew the coaches were going to be upset. I knew the fans were going to be upset. I really think the Zebras make the right call there.
I think they did too in that case. Again, it looked like simultaneous catch to me from here. I thought maybe on the 1 yard line, but when you're that close, most likely the ball did break the plane there. And they talk about it. They did the right thing. They didn't overreact and make a call up front. They got together, talked about it, said touchdown. And for Bulldog fans, it doesn't matter how much we don't like it. And Coach Condit letting the referee know how much he doesn't like it. But at the end of it, there's points going on the scoreboard for the Catoosa Indians.
Well, and the good news is for Bulldog fans, we're still up by 14, even when the Catoosa Indians, if they put up this extra point. And
the coaches of each side are having a little talk here across the field. Come on, guys.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Here's the deal, and I know they're upset. I don't know what's going on, and it looks like the extra point is no good. But I've got to reiterate, and again, we try to be as unbiased as we can. Yeah, we were going to cheer for the Bulldog team, but they made the right call, Harlan. They did.
I really think that they did, and the coaches are still letting the referees have it and giving their say. And I got to tell you, I don't know if you guys on the camera can see Coach Humphreys. He's got a maroon shirt on, and Coach Condit's face was about that color this whole time through the referee exchange. But I still think they made the right call. And now, Jeremy, it looks like they put the point up on the board. Maybe the PAT was good. 28-14 is what the scoreboard reads right now with 5:09 to go in the game. Anything can happen, Jeremy, on Friday night.
That's right. Anything can happen. 5 minutes, 9 seconds. But we also are going to have to say that on the offensive side of the Bulldogs, because if you got Hawkins, you got Lee, you got Rodriguez, and you got Lawrence Evan in your backfield, 2 scores could become 3 scores very quickly.
It can become that very quickly, Jeremy. And the only thing I could say, just to be the pessimist maybe on the other side of that argument, is this is the time where we cannot, under any circumstances, see those blocking the back penalties, those holdings, or anything else that's going to hamper the offense from putting this game away.
And it might have been, a little bit of the disagreement on that goal line call as the Indians kick off, and it looks like it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. That call there, maybe the disagreement there and the frustration from the Wagner sidelines is if the tie goes to the receiver, which I'm pretty sure we're confident about, why the conference down at the end right there at the goal line? Why the conference? If we know that that's the call, maybe the conference was, did he get in? Did he not get in? A little bit of indecisiveness is maybe what the Bulldog coaches are upset with.
It's possible that that's the case, and but that's what to me as a fan, maybe just somebody in the in the booth that doesn't have the vested interest maybe the coaches have in it. I want to see the referees get together and get that call right before just making a decision. Bulldogs have it here. Ball's in Evans'
There's
hands.
Lawrence
He's
Evans.
got room.
He's gone.
He's
gone.
Got to beat a defender.
He's not going to get caught. He's got blockers downfield,
He is
and there he
outta
goes.
here. For some reason, Jeremy, I felt like doing the old Chris Berman baseball call on that one. Back. He's out of here. He's gone.
He's gone.
But we're not watching baseball, but that's what it felt like on that one.
Well, we were talking about Ty goes to the runner on that defensive stand. At least the Bulldogs thought it was a defensive stand. And just when we talked about what he was the last name that we called, 2 scores can quickly become a 3-score lead. Rick, that's exactly what happened.
Exactly right. I'd like to be Captain Obvious for a moment. There is no flag on the play.
And that's very important, as we've seen plenty of laundry on the field at this time. And Tanner Rowland with the extra point attempt, the Gibson snap, and the Barnett hold, as hopefully everything is coming over loud and clear. And for you at home watching Friday Night Bulldogs, kick is up, and it is good. At least from this angle, he sure is hugging that left upright, but he's 5 for 5 tonight against the Catoosa Indians.
That's right. We're not going to ask questions. We're just going to trust that ball's going through every time, because we haven't seen anything else other than that the whole season so far. And so now there's definitely some life on the Bulldogs sideline, both in the fans and the players, and maybe that controversial call, or whatever we want to call it, sparked the life in the Bulldogs.
Right,
Who woke the dogs up? The referees did.
35-14 Wagner Bulldogs in the stand. The fans are standing in the stands.
They are that, and this is really the goal line call, and now this is really about the only thing we've heard out of the Bulldog fans, because it's been touch and go really all game long.
Yeah, and and we've talked about it several times so far. You know, it's 35-14 on the scoreboard, but it just feels like it's a close, tight game because the way the Indians have played.
When I saw the Catoosa Indian with Evett coming at him, he's really in no man's land, because he thought he had the angle, and Evett cuts back.
That's behind him.
And then he just kind of makes him dance a little bit down there.
Well, he made the cut. He's also got Hayden Ford in front of him, waiting to make the block.
And here's the kickoff, and it's going to go. Can't really see if they called that out of bounds or, yeah, they went out of bounds. So a little bit of something else, that minor thing that we need to work on, is that's about the 3rd kick that's gone out of bounds for the Bulldogs.
Definitely something, that's, again, this week in practice, it's going to be penalties, and we need to stop with the penalties. But again, I mentioned it before, if that's all we have to talk about, then maybe that's okay. I'm sure the coaches have several other things on their notebook. But, from the Boost perspective, Bulldogs playing pretty solid tonight. Maybe came out a little flat, seemed like early, but here in the second half really established their dominance.
Wilsey up under center on 1st and 10 from the 35. That was number 8, Hemphill, but this time the Bulldog defense there to make the stop. Number 42, K.J. Lee on the stop, leading the charge for the Bulldogs. Again, this 4th quarter brought to you by Kangas Productions. L.J. Kangas, the owner of Kangas Productions. All of your digital needs, L.J. Kangas will take care of it. He is a 2010 grad, I believe, 2011, I think, of Wagner High School. And we appreciate the support that L.J. Kangas has given Friday Night Bulldogs as Catoosa. Wilsey goes to the air. Got a man open. Catch is made, and he is tackled immediately after he gets to about the 42-yard line. That's number 25, Devin Hawkins, making the stop. And looked like we had a couple of Bulldog players shaken up on the play, but looks like both of them are going to run off on their own power. That's Medlin and Cantrell. Not sure what happened. Maybe a collision there as they were converging on the quarterback.
Yeah, it looked like 3 Bulldogs sort of made it to the quarterback at one time. 2 may have hit each other, put pressure on. And Jeremy, I'm not sure, but that may have been the first completion in the passing game for the Indians. I can't remember another one. There may have been in the first half, but the Indians have it, hands it off here. He runs it up the middle. He's got the first down, and he's finally brought down by number 42, KJ Lee.
That's Hemphill running hard across midfield into Bulldog territory. And I went the wrong way. I said 2010 for Wagner graduate LJ Kangas. I went up instead of down. It's 2009. He's an 09 grad of Wagner High School, and we appreciate his support of Friday Night Bulldogs and Kangas Productions. Any of your digital needs, contact LJ Kangas and Kangas Productions. And we appreciate his support. Had a holding call, I believe, on the Indians, and we hope that everything is going well for you at home. Had a few minor details that we had to work out during the first half, but I believe this second half has gone pretty smoothly. At 3 minutes, 21 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Wagner 35, Catoosa 14, and it's a 4th and 10 play for the Indians. The ball at their 35. Rick, you gotta say if they don't make the first down here, the ball game is pretty much over with.
That's exactly right, and that's.
Wilsey is going to the air. He's got a man open, and he is cut down at the 44-yard line. His knee went down, or at least it looked back from here.
It's going to be a really good spot right there.
Oh, they're going to get
really
a
good
great
spot.
spot.
I don't know if he's
Wow.
going to give it to him. We'll see.
Looks
He
like
says first down. I don't know.
They gave it to him.
He did give it to him there, Jeremy. That's 1st and 10. That's maybe another controversial call. The coaches didn't get real upset about that one, maybe because, 3:09 in counting now, about to go under 3 minutes to go in the game, and maybe there's not a chance, but that's close.
That's what I was going to say. With barely over 3 minutes to go, what do the Indians have to do to be able to pull this out? Is there anything they can do?
Well, they're going to have to go to the air, and that's not been their strong point. As a good hit coming up from the secondary. I believe that's number 6, Deshaun Clark. Number 27, Micah Metcalf. But they're going to need a whole lot more than that, Rick, if they're going to get back in this game.
And that's what I think, and Rick had a great point a moment ago, that it may be too little, too late already, no matter what they have up their sleeve. But, again, you never know.
They're not going to give up. They're a good team, and they're good, solid players, and they've played a heck of a game tonight, holding us down in points. And
We'll see on a little wide receiver screen. Pardon me, Rick. And his player
got
is
some room
turned on
there.
the Jets, and he'll score.
He's out
Just
there.
when we were talking about maybe putting a nail in the coffin.
maybe we'll not talk about that anymore.
Number 2,
Jeremy?
Bailey Meyer. Again, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in this ball game. And Bailey Meyer, maybe a forgotten part of this Indian offense, as Meyer puts on the Jets, and he is in for the score on about a 50-yard pitch and catch from Wilsey to Meyer.
That's right. He's able to make something happen there. 2:10 to go in the game, and for the Bulldogs, I'm going to think it's going to be all hands, pun intended, on deck there when the kickoff comes on, because I would expect to see onside
PAT
kick.
is no good.
PAT no good, so that's just going to set the Indians back even more in trying to put something back out here on the field.
And this time we're sure that the extra point is no good, because it was literally rolling on the ground in the end zone before it even got. I think somebody might have gotten a paw up to block that. And so this time the extra point will stay no good. And Wagner Bulldogs 35, Catoosa Indians 20. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in this ball game. And Harlan, you already mentioned it, that all hands will be on deck, or in this case, be on turf, as no doubt the Bulldogs will have their hands team out on the field, as we're probably going to see an onside kick attempt, at least, by the Catoosa Indians.
I just don't see in my mind what other choice you might have. But the way that they're lining up, it sure doesn't look like that. But maybe they're trying to run some kind of decoy, I don't know. We'll see what they have up their sleeve here.
Well, and sometimes you see them maybe go for a high kick up in and try to get it in one of the holes that you see where the offense or where the special teams have lined up, and maybe get it bounce on the ground for a live ball. But they're going to kick it
That's
deep.
a good kick.
That's amazing that they kick it deep all the way into the end zone. Of course, no time runs off the clock. That's a good thing if you're a Catoosa Indian fan. But, Rick, you have to be surprised by that non-call of an onside kick.
I am surprised, but you also maybe that's their idea of making sure we don't have a run back for a touchdown.
Well, and that's a great point because you've got Evett and Hawkins back deep to receive that kick. Well, and again, the Indians, too, also have 3 timeouts left. So you pin them back to the 20, you hold them for 3 down, they get good, maybe call on the punt block. We'll have to see.
And they have had good defense tonight. We have to give them that. They have been really tough in there.
They have had some tough defense, but they've been susceptible to that big play.
That's exactly right.
This time, Evett was held to, and we'll use this term very loosely, a minimum of 5 yards. A 5-yard gain, Harlan, is still pretty good.
The clock is ticking. I don't hear a timeout being called. Have the Indians given it away already? Have they backed it up and ready to go home? I just don't know.
This is a very interesting sequence of events here. The deep kick, yes, they got the touchback, and now all of a sudden, I mean, we're almost running 30 seconds off here, Rick.
It's like they're playing with honor. They're losing with honor. They're not going to do anything to.
And
here goes Evett.
It doesn't matter. First down, gets past to the 41-yard line, and that should seal the deal.
Yeah.
Although the Indians still do have those timeouts, but it's looking very, very bleak.
Well, unfortunately, they're down with that extra point gone awry. They're going to have 15, which, again, can come with 2 scores, but it's going to make it a whole lot harder to do as the clock is under the 1 minute mark, and I'm not even sure, Rick, if we're going to see them burn any timeouts now.
And like I said, I think they're just preparing to lose with honor and play the best game they can and not pull any punches. Just
Woodson
look there.
takes the victory knee, and I think you're right. Down by 15, and you know I like this as far as as far as the game is concerned, because a lot of times, we're not advocating. We're not advocating quitting, there's no hope and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you got to play smart. You're down by 15. You're under a minute, and this is the first district game. Maybe you pack up and you say, you know what, we're getting out of here mostly healthy, as we had I believe one Catoosa Indian player shaken up and had to have some assistance off the field. But maybe some at home would say, oh, you got 3 timeouts. You just left 3 timeouts on the board. But again, Harlan, it's a fine line that you walk when you start when the odds are stacked up so much against you, and that no quit attitude. Sometimes let's call it for what it is. Sometimes that's pride. And sometimes pride comes before fall.
That's certainly true, Jeremy. And we've always said it up here. We're in the booth because we don't have to make those kinds of decisions, and it's fun just to speculate and talk about it. And you know what? Tonight for the Catoosa Indians, I think that they made the decision that was for the Catoosa Indians. They weren't thinking about just tonight. They're thinking globally for the rest of their season. What's going to go down, and again, it's a tough loss for them, but as Jeremy stated, at the end of the night, it's the first district game. There's still life to their season. It's certainly not over at this point for them.
Well, and I think it's really important to point out that this is only the 4th game of the season. We got a lot of football left in this season, and again, it's very important to come out of here with as few injuries as possible. And like you said, in the globally, in the big picture here, Rick, that might have been the smartest thing for at least the Catoosa Indians to do.
I believe I think they did what they needed to do. They held their heads up. They said, "We've lost the game. Let's not play silly. Let's just lose the game."
And a lot of times we'll see in these situations, we'll see a lot of cheap shots come in with things like that, especially when you know, you got a minute left, and everybody knows that the victory knee is going to come, and somebody tries to blast through the line. We didn't see that tonight, and you know, for some maybe listening, they may be listening to us saying, I can't believe you guys are even talking about this, about, you know, hey, just packing up and going home. But we've seen a lot of games where we've seen a lot of unsportsmanlike things happen during these situations, and we absolutely did not see that here. Very classy on both ends, Bulldogs and Catoosa Indians.
It really was, Jeremy, especially after the controversy, or the slight controversy, maybe we want to call it there, that looked like things could really ignite from that point. And certainly tempers were flaring on both sides. We saw there for a little bit, but able to wrangle those things back, wrangle those emotions back, and just keep everybody's heads on straight. Classy on both sides. It was really good to see that.
You know, Rick, the score doesn't show it, but this was really a close game for the most part, even though you're looking at 35-20, and Catoosa scores right there at the end. So for a long time, it was 35-14, but it just seemed like we were always on edge the whole game and just not really knowing what to expect.
The first half was not as exciting, perhaps, as you'd want to see it, but the second half indeed was exciting, and I think that all in all, it was a very fine end to a ball game.
It was just a really odd game. The feel of it from the very beginning, the offense of the Bulldogs kind of sputtered, and we didn't really see that explosiveness and things that were, and we even talked about that the Bulldog faithful were almost stunned in some regards, didn't hear a whole lot because we were used to jumping out in those big leads, and we really didn't get that big lead, Harlan, until third quarter, into the third quarter.
Definitely, certainly, there just wasn't that comfort level that maybe Bulldog fans, especially for the past couple of years, have been used to in the regular season. And there was just no real flow early on in the game. It really wasn't established on either side until the second half. And Catoosa, they had some good things going every now and again for them, but they never could keep the positive momentum. And in the second half, Wagner really able to just take control of it and basically just put the game away.
We appreciate the Wagner High School Mass Communications class putting on Friday Night Bulldogs for us tonight, as we get the view from the press box here. We got Harlan Johnson here, and Rick Boyne, Jeremy Holmes, bringing you Friday Night Bulldog action. And we appreciate Joy Anderson and her Mass Communications class right there at Wagner High School, bringing you Friday Night Bulldogs free, live, and worldwide. And we thank for all our sponsors tonight, as we had sponsors of Kangas Productions, we had Smoking Sisters, we had Van Taekwondo, Rockin' Mama for the first time, getting in on some Friday Night Bulldog sponsorships. We appreciate all of them. Charlotte Swinson during halftime. Be sure to go by those places of business, Harlan, and it's big. It's big for them to know that that their sponsorship of Friday Night Bulldogs is going to help them. They're probably going to sponsor one way or another, whether it helps them or not. But it's just a little bit extra for them to say, you know what, hey, I got something out of this too. Although they're not looking for anything.
Certainly, and I think that's a great point, Jeremy, is that the sponsors that we have, they aren't looking for that necessarily. They just want to support Wagner Public Schools in any way, shape, and form that they can, and that's really the joy that they get out of this. But we, as the people putting on, at least doing the speaking for Friday Night Bulldogs, everyone go and visit those sponsors, make sure and see their businesses and help them grow their businesses, because every single one of them do great things for the Wagner community.
And Rick, you may not stop by all of those businesses. I'm not sure how you look and bling or something like that, but you look like you could probably put away some barbecue for sure.
Now, barbecue's not a problem. Barbecue's not a problem.
We appreciate Rick Boyne. He is the pastor at Emmanuel Baptist Church, joining us tonight on Friday Night Bulldogs. We appreciate the color that he brought to us tonight, and we will remember one thing from tonight, that there was a lot of momentum.
It was a lot of momentum. A lot of momentum. Hey, and be glad that I've learned not to scream at ball games, because when I do, I can't preach on Sundays. So that has really helped me tonight to just clap instead of
There you go.
of shouting and like I normally do. So that helped a lot.
Rick, by the end of the game, Rick had kind of tempered his emotions, and
It's hard.
it's hard. We do still get excited up there. We try to stay a little unbiased, but especially on those controversial calls, maybe we had an even score as far as calls are concerned.
Perhaps so.
We talked about the Hawkins called touchdown, and now we had the Catoosa Indian called touchdown. Maybe that evens up the score, Harlan.
Yeah, and maybe if nothing else, that the Bulldog fans didn't like that it was called a touchdown when it was against us. But maybe from the referee's standpoint, maybe they got together and just said, "Hey, listen, in the first half, that was a fumble. So guys, we got to give it to the Indians this time around." I'm sure that's not the conversation that took place, and I still think that they got it right, probably, but definitely even the score a little bit.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave it there.
Probably be best. Probably be best.
Again, we thank the Wagner High School communications class. They're waiting on us to shut up, okay, because they can pack up and go home.
My wife's waiting on me to come open the car, too.
Well, and my wife and certainly Harlan's wife, they're all waiting on us.
They're all waiting on us.
We could probably stay up here for another 15 minutes talking about this game. But anyway, one last word, Harlan.
Just the last word from me, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can. I think I talk too much all the time. But the Bulldogs look good, and I think I said it when we played Coweta. I made a statement in our post game that said, it was one game. Let's not take too much on one game. Well, here we are. This is 4 games later, and it's been much of the same. Yep. Good on the offensive side, solid on the defensive side, no mistakes from special teams, and we're 4-0. We're moving on to next week to district game number 2.
Rick Boyne.
Another good game from the Dogs. Another chance for the community to pull together, enjoy community time. And just want to say thank you for inviting me to come up here and provide a little bit of color for the webcast tonight. And, of course, as a preacher, I could talk for a long time. So I'll go ahead and just say thank you and God bless. Thanks a lot.
We appreciate Harlan Johnson again, Rick Boyne, and next week we will be at Tulsa McLean. So if you're not able to make that trip to Tulsa, never fear. Friday Night Bulldogs, Wagner High School Mass Communications class, and Joy Anderson, their teacher, they will be bringing us Friday Night Bulldogs. And so, if you're not able to make that travel to Tulsa, log on to wagnerps.org, click on streaming events, and it'll take you right there. Also, you can go back and look at all the action from tonight and all in the 3 previous weeks. Go to that same web address, and you can see all the action up to this point in the 2013 season. So, for Harlan Johnson and Rick Boyne, I'm Jeremy Holmes saying good night, and God bless America.